Hey, what's going on? It's your boy BT, and I came here to talk some boxing with the thousands of True School Sports subscribers. Now, I just got done watching Sergey Kovalev versus Andre Ward 24/7. Right now it's midnight here on the East Coast, here in the great city of Dingus. So it's June 3rd as I'm making this video. Should have been the day Shannon Briggs was fighting, but that fell apart. So right now, we're 2 weeks away from, officially, we're 2 weeks away from the big fight between Sergey Kovalev and Andre Ward, the rematch. There's been a lot of talk amongst boxing fans. A lot of people, especially on YouTube, a lot of people believe Andre Ward won, and then the people who actually have some sense know that Kovalev won. But I just watched the HBO 24/7 and just wanted to give my quick little takeaways from what I watched. And we'll start with Sergey Kovalev. A lot of the same stuff we heard in the press conferences and a lot of the interviews was just kind of echoed in the 24/7. That Ward got a gift. The way the actual episode started, it was pretty cool the way they did it. It was like they were both. It showed them both in their dressing rooms right after the fight had just ended, and Kovalev was the first one they showed, and he's speaking in Russian to his trainers, and he's like, Ward got a big juicy gift. That's what he said. And then it panned to Ward, and Ward was talking to his family and friends, and then he was like, he was asking them about if they thought he was going to get knocked out or not. How like when he got knocked out, what were they thinking? Did they question him? And it was a cool episode. It gave us a little, like most 24/7s, gave us insight to their like family life and camp life. So it was cool. It was even cool to see like Andre Ward with his kids, being a father and what. I respect that. But as far as this fight goes, man, I know that one thing they said in the 24/7 was that Kovalev, he got this Russian conditioning coach, this guy who I guess he works with a lot of like triathlon people. So his workout's a lot more calculated for this fight, and he's not like running 14 miles like he was in the first fight. Because apparently he was running 14 miles, which is absurd. Because really, if you're a fighter and you're training, you should be running no more than, I would say, 6 to 7. If you're if you do a good job of keeping yourself in shape in between fights, no more than anywhere from 5 to 7 miles. Even 7 miles is a lot. I would say 5 or 6 are like a good number of miles to run to get your road work in. But 14 is absurd. So I could see why he did kind of like gas out like so early in the fight, and he was still able to win a lot of rounds despite him being tired. So hopefully his conditioning is better, and that conditioning allows him to be more focused in the ring and just, go to the body more, because I feel like he was headhunting the whole fight, and he really could have ended the fight really, really early if he would just went to the body with Ward. But with that being said, from the Andre Ward side of things, he seems, because there's two sides to this fight. You can't just talk about Kovalev. Ward, it was his he fought Paul Smith, Barrera, Alex. So it was his fourth fight since coming back from his long layoff, and obviously, if you're Andre Ward, you're not all that happy with your performance. Defensively, there were a lot of leaks in your defense. You were out jabbed, and you really didn't have any success till like the latter part of the fight. And if you're Andre Ward, you want to kind of take what you did in the rounds that you won. And for me, those rounds were the 5th, 7th, 8th, and 11th rounds. If you want to take, especially from those rounds, you want to take what you did in those rounds, and you want to try to impose those things throughout the whole fight. So obviously, it would be to smother Kovalev and get inside of his jab and make it more of a war of attrition, but not for 4 or 5 rounds, but for 12 rounds. If you can do that for 12 rounds, that's how he beats Kovalev. So he looked like, from what I've heard in the boxing, from people I know, and just seeing training videos and just seeing that, he looks like he's going to be in better condition for this fight with Kovalev, because he feels like he wants to have a better performance. So I think ultimately we're going to have a fight between two guys that, for different reasons, they feel they were wronged by the boxing world. Kovalev, being that he was light heavyweight champion, fought all around the world to get his titles, and then got jobs. Honestly, got jobs by the judges in a fight that he should have won. He wants to prove that not only did he get robbed on that night, but he's clearly a much better fighter than Andre Ward, which I feel myself at light heavyweight he's a better fighter than Andre Ward. But Andre Ward wants to prove to people like myself, because Andre Ward, I've never really been a big fan of the guy, and he wants to prove people like myself that he is everything they say he is, and he wants to validate that hype about him. So, it is what it is. 24/7 was cool. John David Jackson, when they were talking to him, he was talking about how uh, he was telling Sergey that when they first got together 3 years ago that he needs to start going to the body. And Kovalev's response to him was that he needs that when he fights, all he sees is the head, and it kind of feels like it kind of looked like in that fight that whatever he used to think 3 or 4 years ago before he got with Jackson, it kind of came back with War. Because if you watch any one of his like best performances, like a Pascal fight, Hopkins, any one of those fights, he was going to the body, and that was setting up a lot of his knockouts. So if he can go to the body and he can make Ward feel that power downstairs, it'll set up for him some power upstairs. And you know, really, there's so much to talk about. But I'm honestly just kind of sick of talking about the fight. I kind of wanted to see it already because I'll be there this time. So, 24/7 overall was good. It wasn't really anything like too new in the 24/7 that we didn't see the first. We didn't hear in the press conferences and stuff. So that's just my overall take on it. It should be a good fight. May the best man win, and hopefully we get a good decision this time from whoever actually deserves to win, and there's less holding. But let me know what you guys think. If you guys watch the HBO 24/7, they literally just finished about 6 minutes ago. So yeah, leave your comments down below. Take the time to subscribe, and you can love me or you can hate me, but I'm just kidding from being it. So until next time, take care, guys.